So what was the last topic? Students online are able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, Varun, we'll start with you. Tell me what is the one-to-one function? Tell me what is the one-to-one function? Clearly, a function is has only one what? So tell me what is the other name for one-to-one function? It starts with the letter I. I didn't get you. You didn't revise. Make it fast. Ashik, you tell me. What is the one-to-one function? So how do you find? If the images of distinct elements of X under F are distinct, so what is the meaning of it? So each element can have only one image associated with them. So the other name for it is injective. Surya, tell me how will you prove whether a given function is one-to-one or many-to-one? What are the steps to be followed? Say there is a function which is mapped from, I need a function which is mapped from which set to which set. If you will write it like this. If you will put two dots, colon, you will write two sets. What are the two sets? F is mapped from set X to set Y. Need not be R to R always. When F is mapped from set X to set Y, and if the function is F of X, then I have to continue. What are the steps to be followed? You will consider two elements. Ashik, you know? Tell me. You directly take F of X1 is equal to F of X2. You will first consider two elements X1 and X2 which belong to capital X, that is a set X. Then you have to find F of X1 and F of X2. You will equate them and solve for X1 and X2. If the relation comes out to be equal, it is one-to-one function. If not, it is a many-to-one function. Now you tell me, what is an onto function? You can tell in your own words. What is an onto function? Now put it. There is, it is. Perfect. So if you have a function which is mapped from X to Y, set X is the domain set, Y is the codomain set. If the codomain set and the range of that particular function comes out to be equal, then that kind of a function is said to be onto function. Now, so you tell me now, what should be the number? So what should be the number of elements? What should be the relation in terms of number of elements between X and Y for a function to be onto? Should be greater than or equal to the number of elements in set Y. If it is greater than, is there a possibility for it to become a one-to-one function? If the number of elements in X is greater than the number of elements in Y, I am saying it is an onto function. Listen to my question carefully, okay? I am taking this condition. I want you to do a rough work and tell me. Don't tell me just like that. Do an analysis on by yourself and tell me. I am giving such a condition. Number of elements in X is greater than number of elements in Y. It is an onto function. Is there a possibility for this function to satisfy one-to-one as well?
No, sir.
Obviously. Whereas, if there is a possibility where I want the function to be one-to-one and onto, then the number of elements is equal to number of elements in Y. If the number of elements in X is less than the number of elements in Y, it cannot be. It will fail to be an onto function because there will be at least few elements which are, there will be at least one element which is not going to have a free image. the codomain will not be equal to the range. I hope you guys are able to visualize this, right? So all these logics are not given in textbook. You have to think. If you have not made a note of it, please make it faster. Shall I proceed? Right? So last class I told you what is a bijective function also. What is a bijective function? A function which satisfies to be both one-to-one and onto is said to be a bijective function. So bijective function is a very important one to define a parameter called as inverse of a function. Your second chapter is inverse trigonometric function. I'm repeating it. If you don't know what is bijective, you will not understand what is inverse. If you don't understand what is inverse, inverse trigonometry is gone. Okay, these two chapters put together is 8 marks. Please have that in your mind. 8 to 10 more. Keeping the marks aside, without relations and functions, you cannot touch calculus. You cannot. Okay, trust me. So practice it. I'm clearly able to see you guys have not revised. Okay, for this class it is fine, but I want you to revise it in the future. I remember 13th as the last problem that we did. Right? So they're asking us to show that an onto function f, which is mapped from the set which contains elements 1, 2, 3 to a codomain set which contains the same elements 1, 2, 3 is 1-to-1 as well. So one logic that we have discussed just now, the number of elements in domain set and number of elements in codomain set are equal, and if it is onto, then there is a possibility of it to be a 1-to-1 as well. Right? Not always. Not always. Yeah, it is always, sorry. Yeah, it is always. I'm sorry. It is always. So, all these kind of problems will be proved using the opposite thing. That is, first they will assume it is not one-to-one. Okay, and they will try to proceed with certain steps. And they will finally arrive at a conclusion that it is one-to-one. So, whatever is asked to prove, you should assume that it is not. You should always, contrary method. So suppose f is not a one-to-one function. I'm just reading out. This we have already completed, but I'm reading out the way you're supposed to write in the exam. If suppose f is not a one-to-one function, then there will exist elements, say 1 and 2 in the domain, whose image in the codomain is the same. Right? What would have happened? The set x and set y, 1, 2 and 3 are there, 1, 2 and 3 are there. So if it is not a one-to-one function, if it is a many-to-one function, then there should be at least 2 elements which have the same image. If I take them to have the same image, then for this to still be a function, what should happen with the third element? The third element should also be mapped to some element. It might be mapped to the same one, or it can be mapped to 2 or 3. By whatever it does, what is missing? Since the codomain is not equal to the range, it has to, and since codomain is not equal to the range, it will not be an onto function. But the question has already mentioned that it is an onto function. So for it to be onto, it has to be 1-to-1 as well. We have to assume that it is like how you did problem based on either irrational number. Prove that root 3 is an irrational number. So you will assume, is the line passing through? So same thing, like you will assume that it is rational, and then you will proceed to prove it is irrational. Similarly, you can try the next one. Show that a 1-to-1 function f mapped from 1 to 3 to 1 to 3 is onto. So first you will assume, but here it is easy actually. 1-to-1 honestly. Since number of elements are the same, it will be the same. Now you can work it out actually. So since f is 1-to-1, 3 elements of 1 to 3 must be mapped to the 3 different elements of the set y also. Since 3 elements from the set y are exhausted in the sense they are used already, it has to be an onto function. Then the codomain 1, 2, 3 under f will also be the range. That is what they are saying. So hence f is an onto function. Are you guys clear with this? Right. Now we are going to start solving the exercise problems. So first question, show that I want everybody to write. want everyone to write. You people are listening but not writing. Take down. So you need not write the question, write down the solution for it. Read the question. What are they saying? Those who have textbook, you can read it from there. If not, you can read it from the board. So what are they saying? Show that the function f mapped from r plus to r plus, where r plus description is given at the bottom. Okay. As of now, have it in your mind. R plus to r plus defined by f of x is equal to star like there for r plus number. In the textbook, they have given no r star is a set of all non-zero real numbers. R star is or r plus number. Negative they will mention it. Sometimes star total, they are negative numbers they will mention it. That is the reason why they took star, but here I took it from some other book, some other source. That is why it is given as r plus to r plus. So r plus to r plus, where f of x is equal to 1 by x. Okay, is 1 to 1 and onto. So we are supposed to prove that is a 1 to 1 function and an onto function, where r plus is the set of all non-zero real numbers. So non-zero real numbers means I'm sorry, this question is wrong. It should have been star only, because the source from where I took this is wrong, but whatever is given in the textbook is right. They told non-zero real numbers here. Non-zero real numbers means it can either be positive or negative. They didn't say non-zero positive real numbers. Sorry, I read the question later. So R star is a set of all non-zero real numbers. Now I have a question. Why are we considering all non-zero real numbers? Perfect. Because the domain of 1 by x is any real number except 0. What is domain, guys? Because you need to understand the term domain. Okay. So what is domain of a function? Domain is nothing but set of input values that we give. So the one which is on the left of the arrow mark is the input value. The set of input values that we give so that you get a finite output. When I say finite output, it should be a non-infinite number. If I put 1 by 0, is it defined? F of x is equal to 1 by x. I'll put x is equal to 1. 1 by 1 is satisfied. 2, it is satisfied. 1 by 1.235 satisfied. But there is only one number which will not satisfy it. It is 0. So that is the reason they have mentioned it. Okay, the other way to give the same question is f is mapped from r except 0 to r except 0. These things are more important for me. Please make a note of it. R minus 0 means there is another way to write all real numbers except 0. That's what. That part is easy. The first, I want you to have a clarity of this. Okay, so let's look at the solution. Now you guys tell me. I told you there is only one method to prove it is 1 to 1. What is it? x1. Consider x1 comma x2 that belongs to r star. Correct? F of x1 is equal to f of x2. Okay, 1 by x1 is equal to 1 by x2. Most common mistake, what they think is 1 by x1 is equal to 1 by x2, they will write it as x1 is equal to x2. That is right, provided x1 and x2 are not 0. So why I am stressing on that point is, you took x1 and x2 which belongs to r star. In that r star, is there 0 existing? So your problem is right. If suppose you have a problem where there is no domain, they give you you get an answer like this: 1 by x1 is equal to 1 by x2. You can write x1 is equal to x2 only if and only if x1 is equal to x2 is not equal to 0, or else no. Okay, very important point. This you might get it in a chapter called as maxima minima. These kind of questions will come. At that point, you should be in a position to make a decision. Am I clear there? No confusion, right? That time they will mention the function. They will not give r star to r star. They will want to really test you. Some questions they will ask you like this: check the continuity of the function. They will not give you domain and range. You need to find it out. Fifth chapter name is continuity and differentiability. They will ask without giving you the domain. Any confusion? Clear? Right? So 1 by x1 is equal to 1 by x2. That is why x1 is equal to x2, since x1 is not equal, x1 comma x2 are not equal to 0. Okay, so this is already given in the question. So from this can I conclude it is a one-to-one function? Yes. So this onto function, what are we supposed to do? Mathematically, I told you we are supposed to do. You need to prove f of x is equal to y. Theoretically, codomain is equal to range. Mathematically, you need to prove f of x is equal to y. How to do this? Observe. Okay. So these are all the steps you need to follow. What is f of x, guys? 1 by x is equal to y. Okay. Always write whatever function is given equal to y. Then write x in terms of y. Again, I'm repeating it. Listen. X is the input, y is the output. By writing f of x in terms of y, you will get the relation between them. Now, what you need to do is you need to swap the inputs and the output. Write the output in terms of input. Means if this problem is simple, what can you do? 1 by y is equal to x. Now you do the reverse analysis. By writing like this, see, I'll give a better clarity. Nalla purinjukonga. If I write f is mapped from A to B, this is the domain and this is the codomain for which function? For f of x. F of x is nothing but y. Now, if you have f of y is equal to x, then f is mapped from A to B is there, no? The same set is there. Then this will become the domain and this will become the codomain for f of y is equal to x. That's the inverse. That is called as inverse of state. Okay. So what I'm trying to say here is you need to substitute the values from the output set in the place of y and check whether you have a pre-image for it. Okay. So what does set x contain? Set x contains all real numbers except 0. I wrote 1, 2, 3, something like this. Okay. Here also you'll have 1, 2, 3, something like this. So this is first set R star, that is x, R star, which is y. Okay. Now you need to take a value from this set and substitute it here once you write x in terms of y and check whether you are able to get a pre-image. If I substitute x is equal to 2.2 something, sorry, y is equal to 2.2 something, 1 by 2.2 something will give you a real number. And that real number, will you be able to find it in the x set? Whatever is the real number, you are going to find it in the x set. Are you guys able to understand? Now, to make you understand things better, I am going to change the question. Instead of R star to R star, had they given Z to Z, solve and tell me. Had they given Z to Z except 0, is it a one-to-one function? You guys take time, don't be in a hurry. I want you to think. Think and tell me. If you have doubt, let me know. If something is not clear, I am ready to repeat also. Onto is very important according to me. Students online, I hope you are able to understand. Huh? So the domain and codomain changes, the whole game will change. So in this problem, it is satisfied. So students who are online, listen, I changed the question like this. F is mapped from Z to Z and the value of f of x is still 1 by x. First of all, Z to Z is a question, right? Correct? There is a small correction. I should write Z minus 0. Correct? Integer 0 is existing. Can I substitute 0 in this place? In the place of x, I substitute 0, I will not get a finite output. Right? First of all, Z to Z correct and innurati solunga. Yeah. Because if I substitute x as 0, okay, sorry, Z. I am changing the question like this. Is it correct? Is it correct? So what do I mean by writing like this? I give the integer, I give the input as an integer. The output also will come out as an integer except 0. That is what you are trying to say. Use super correct. One-to-one would
It won't be coming, sir.
Because 1 by, if I substitute 1 by 2, in the place of x I substitute 2. 2 is an integer. But what is the output? 0.5, which is not an integer. அதாவது என்ன சொல்ல வரேன்னா this set will be all integers except 0. The other set is also integers except 0. So if I give an integer input, the output also should come out as an integer. If I substitute 1, I am on a safe side. 1 by 1 will give me a 1. Yes, I have an image for 1. If I substitute 2, will you be able to find any element on the right hand side set which can be mapped? No. So the question is wrong.
No, sir.
No.
So the question to be modified, what can I do?
Set to any real number, sir, excluding 0.
Guys, trust me, these kind of questions will come. If nothing is clear, please ask me. I'm ready to explain it again. But don't be silent. You will not understand the remaining problems. I hope everyone is clear. Everyone. Clear? So, now I want you all to tell me f of x is equal to 1 by x. Is it a one-to-one function or not? Is it an onto function or not? Tell me. Rohan, you were saying something.
Sir, I told that we can change it to z
You
r
were saying-
minus 0.
Ah.
That's how to change it.
That's right. Students online, I hope everyone is clear. Don't be silent. If there is any doubt, ask.
Clear, sir.
No doubt, sir.
Okay. Now I solve and tell me, no? F of x is equal to 1 by x. 1 to 1, ada? Same steps, you need not think anything. 1 to 1, idea. The 1 by x, f is mapped from z minus 0 to r minus 0. The same function f of x is 1 by x. I did nothing. F of x is 1 by x now. Integer to real number. Z minus 0 to r minus 0. Although I give the input as an integer, I am expecting the output to be a real number. 1-to-1 function, huh? Yes, it is. Yes, it is a 1-to-1 function. What about an onto function? It is not. Yes. Is it onto? Sorry, the problem I assume you guys will be clear. I am explaining it step by step. Nalla kelunga. F is mapped from z minus 0 to r minus 0. Okay. What is the function? F of x is equal to 1 by x. 1-to-1 can no. F of x1 should be equal to f of x2, where x1 comma x2 come from which set? They belong to the, in this problem, they belong to the integer set except 0. Means I can give any integer input except 0 to get an output. So what should be the output? It can be any real number except 0. Okay. So f of x1 comma f of x2. 1 by x1 is equal to 1 by x2. From this can I conclude x1 is equal to x2? Yes, it is a 1-to-1 function. Mathematically we proved it. For it to be onto function, f of x should be equal to y. What did I say? F of x is whatever function is given, write it as y. Then swap, write x in terms of y. Simple logic. Y is f of x na, x will become f of y. Okay, they will get swapped. So which implies 1 by y is x. So this 1 by y, it is a function of, so x is, you have written x as f of y, correct? So if every domain kandupidikka, domain you do only one thing. F of something is there, no. In that something you have to give input values and check whether you are getting the values on the left hand side. So f of y means what inputs will I give according to this question? F of y. So x is equal to 1 by y, that's the meaning. So y, in the place of y, what am I going to substitute? I will substitute real number. You know, y comes from which set? Y comes from the one which is on the other side of the arrow mark. Para question la, this x ra, this y. Y comes from the real number set. So what I am supposed to do is, x is equal to 1 by y. Now I will keep substituting real numbers, and what is my expectation? I should get an integer. Is there any real number that you can substitute which will not give an integer in this question? Yes. 2 itself will not give you. 2 is a real number, 1 by 2. If I substitute, y is equal to 2, x is equal to half. So y is equal to 2 belongs to what? It belongs to real number except 0. But x is equal to half does not belong to z except 0. Hence it is not an onto function. Means there are certain elements in the codomain which do not have a pre-image. Okay. Real number to real number mattumda. That is why the first problem worked. Though the function is the same, if you change the domain and the codomain, things will change. So I took the same function 1 by x. I hope you guys are able to understand, right? Shall I move on? Tell me.
I have a doubt. Should we write the last step by giving an example, sir, and showing why it won't come, a value to show it won't come, like that, to substitution?
I didn't get you, Rohan. I didn't understand what you're asking.
Sir, that's two parts, sir. Should we give a value and show it won't come? Or can we just stop with x equal to 1 by 2?
See, you can give a value. Okay, it is given. Oh, the same question there is. Oh, the question they have asked, I unnecessarily created. I didn't see this. If the result is true, this part you guys write up. If the result is true, if the domain R plus is replaced by a natural number with codomain being the same R plus, will it be a 1-to-1 and on-to? It will be 1-to-1, but it will not be an on-to. Because you give the input as a positive real number, non-zero real number, output need not be a natural. That is reverse analysis. You are clear? Sure? Okay? You are clear? Next. Now you guys think. Sure. We'll do one thing. Outline. Wait for a few more problems, then you will get clarity. Let's not get stuck with one problem itself. So check the injectivity and surjectivity of the below function. F is a function mapped from natural number set to a natural number set, and f of x is given as x square. So x square is what? X square is an upward parabola only when it is mapped from R to R. Natural number to natural number, it is not an upward parabola. Anyway, that is not a needed information. Solution. For it to be 1-to-1, same logic. Consider x1, x2 which belongs to set N. Okay, well, f of x1 is equal to f of x2. x1 square is equal to x2 square. Correct? Upper. You told x1 is equal to x2. If you write x1 is equal to plus or minus x2, you made a very big mistake. It's a blunder. Because x1 and x2 come from which set? Natural number set, negative value. Then why would you write x1 is equal to minus x2? x1 is equal to x2 because natural number set does not have negative values. When you write x1 is equal to minus x2, you are trying to say one is positive, one is negative. Be very careful. The example which I explained there, if you want to go and revise it and see what was the problem I gave. Real number to real number. That is why I wrote x1 is equal to plus or minus x2. Here it is natural number to natural number. Okay. The importance of domain and codomain, things will change. Students online, clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
x1 is equal to x2. You can write it in the bracket since they are positive. Okay, this is for your understanding. Since they are positive as they come from the natural number set. Had the question been integer to integer? Integer to integer, x1 will be equal to plus or minus x2.
Plus or minus.
Negative values are also possible. So yeah, that depends on the domain and codomain. So injectivity, yes. Zero idea. You will say 0 is equal to 0. Numerator is the problem, denominator is the problem. Had the question been 1 by x1 square, 1 by x2 square, then 0 will not exist. X is denominator. So 1-to-1 is clear, right? For on to, what are we supposed to do? Consider y is equal to f of x. So y is equal to f of x now. Y is equal to x square, which implies x is equal to. Again, a common mistake we will do is we'll write plus or minus root pi, but minus need not be taken into consideration. Now what are we supposed to do? X is written in terms of y. Now you take the elements from set y, that is the second set. So say elements of set y are natural numbers. So if you substitute a natural number, then the output should also be a natural number for it to be onto. Correct? But square root of a natural number need not be a natural number. Hence it is not an onto function. The surjectivity test fails, whereas the injectivity test is true. So you can take an example and say y is equal to 2. See, if you want, you can take an example. If something comes to your mind, let us consider y is equal to 2, which belongs to the natural number set. When you substitute y is equal to 2, x will come out as root 2, which does not belong to the natural number set. Hence, it is not an onto function. I'm not sure how they have solved. They have taken some A3 or something. But they changed it. Same function, different domain and codomain. F is mapped from z to z, f of x is equal to x square. Same function, but domain and codomain are changed. One-to-one function, we saw already. Solve it and tell me. You solve it. Ashik, do it. Do and tell. Till you master these concepts, don't do any mind calculation. Practice, then you can do it at the end. Students online, tell me, is it a one-to-one?
No, sir.
Reason?
Since it is from integer, we are taking it from integers, we'll get x1 is equal to plus or minus x2.
You get x1 is equal to plus or minus x2. It is not a one-to-one function. Correct? F of x1 is equal to f of x2, where x1 comma x2 come from which set? Come from the integer set. Right? So x1 square is equal to x2 square, which implies x1 can be equal to plus or minus x2. So done. It's a minute. On to f of x is equal to y, that is x square is equal to y, means x is equal to, here I write it as plus or minus root pi. So what is the expectation? In the place of y you will substitute an integer which should give you an integer. Will that happen?
No, sir.
Because square root of all integers need not be an integer. Again, take an example. Let us consider an example of 2. So you will write the same thing. Y is equal to 2, which belongs to z. You will get x is equal to plus or minus root 2, which does not belong to z. Hence, it is not. So there are certain elements in the codomain which do not have pre-images. Again, you have to write that statement. So there are only two ways to conclude it. One way is there is every element in the codomain which has a pre-image. Hence, it is onto. If you face this kind of a scenario, there are certain elements in the codomain which do not have a pre-image. Hence, it is not an onto. These are the two ways to conclude. Okay. So the example is given here. Can I go a little fast? This one. Tell me. Is it a one-to-one function? Real
Yes,
number to
sir.
real number. Punish. Varun, clear? Doubt clear. Next class keda shuru kiya? Ashik, you? Doubt. Pen. So what the answer is? It's not a one-to-one function. It is an onto.
It's an onto function, but not
It is onto, but it is not one-to-one because it's a many-to-one function. I hope everyone has got it. Got it?
Sir, how is it many-to-one function, sir?
Because it is not one-to-one. Any function which is not one-to-one is called as many-to-one. That's it.
Sir, how is it not one-to-one function, sir? That's the doubt. I got it as one-to-one.
x1 is equal to f of x2, where x1 comma x2 come from which set?
R.
R. So x1 square is equal to x2 square, which implies x1 is equal to plus or minus x2. So it is not one-to-one. x1 can be x2, x1 can be minus x2 also. So there are two values for which you get the same output. Hence it is not a one-to-one function.
Sir, but onto function means we have a
Onto
square
means x square is equal to x is equal to plus or minus root pi. Now your work is, if you take any element y which belongs to real number and you substitute it here, the square root of that real number should give you x. Hey, by the way, is it onto? It is, sorry, it is not onto. Sorry, it is not onto because negative real numbers do not work. No. Negative real numbers, see, I take y is equal to minus 2, which belongs to r. I take it and substitute it here. X is equal to plus or minus square root of minus 2, which does not belong to real number. It belongs to complex number. Now I'll put the question in another way. For this question to become a one-to-one and onto, what modification can you do in the domain and codomain? You make it r plus 2, r plus. Next question, r plus to r plus. It's not r to r. I think this is a problem. What is given, ma? Plus put this is the thing. Okay, the give plus, you know what to do. R plus to r plus is one-to-one and. Okay, then now let's do it little faster. All are simple problems. They started with x, now x square, x cube. Is it injective? It is injective. So, to put it in simple terms, f of x is equal to x power n will be injective if the power of x is odd. But again, it should be dependent, it should be in such a way that it depends on the domain and the codomain. In this codomain, both belong to positive numbers. So what will be the step? F of x1 is equal to f of x2. x1 cube is equal to x2 cube. x1 is equal to x2, where x1 and x2 both come from natural numbers. Adhe Mari, it is f of x not onto 1. Oh, natural number, correct. Natural number it is not onto. So f of x is y, x cube is equal to y, which implies x is equal to cube root of y. Don't write plus or minus. Plus or minus is applicable only for even powers. Or y power 1 by 3. Okay. Now what should I do? Y is equal to 2. Again, same 2 is working, which belongs to natural number set. Whereas x is equal to 2 power 1 by 3 does not belong to natural number set. Since there are certain elements in the codomain which do not have a pre-image, the function is not onto. The surjectivity test fails. Next, shall I move on? Same nonsense of UPPT style. Okay, I want to do some tougher problems. Okay. See, the next one they have given is function map from z to z, x cube. That you people can do. Other question, what they have done is 2, 4 are there. 2, 5. Z to z, f of x is equal to x cube. I am leaving this problem to you guys. Okay. You can find it out. Now I'll do this problem, third one. This is a very, very important one. Please make a note of it. So, let me explain what is greatest integer functions. Okay. Prove that the greatest integer function, f which is mapped from R to R, where f of x is equal to, they put a bracket like this. So how do you read it? Greatest integer of x or The other way to read it is step of x. The reason why we call it as step of x is because when you plot it on a graph sheet, the shape of the graph will be like steps. That's why we call it as step of x. So our work is to prove that f of x is equal to greatest integer of x is neither 1 to 1 nor onto. So what is the definition of greatest integer of x? It is a number which is less than or equal to x. Okay, let me give an example. Greatest integer, 7 is an integer idea. Yes. So if I ask you what is the greatest integer of 7, the answer will be 7. If I ask you what is the greatest integer of 7.1, okay, 7.1 is a fractional value. Like it has a fractional value associated. So this can always be broken into 7 plus 0.1. So what I've done here is I've written in terms of an integer and a fractional value. Then the greatest integer of 7.1. So what is the greatest integer you are able to find within the square bracket? It is still 7. So greatest integer of 7.1 is 7. Greatest integer of 7.5 is 7. Greatest integer of 7.999999 is still 7. Till you reach greatest integer of 8. Now, right? So this is how you do find the greatest integer for positive integers. You are on a safe side. Okay, accept it. When I have greatest integer of minus 7.1, this is where I need to be careful. I can write it as minus 7 minus 0.1 or minus 8 plus 0.9. Positive integer, safe side. Right? If you know, what will you do? Which one is right? Is the first way right or the second way right? Why? Nothing to do with minus 7 or minus 8. When you split and write a particular integer with a fraction, with a decimal value, right? When you split and write in the decimal value, you are writing the first part. No? What is the first part? It is an integer. Minus 7 is an integer. 0.1 is called as fractional part of x. It is not there in your syllabus. They write it like this. They put it within a bracket like this, which is called as fractional part of x. Please make a note if you want. Okay. So whenever you are trying to find the greatest integer, the fractional part within the greatest integer should always be positive. Should always be positive when you are finding the greatest integer function. Purida. So in which case is the fractional value positive? Second one. Because 0.1 here I wrote it as negative. Here 0.9 I wrote it as positive. So I need to take the second one and not the first one. Out of minus 8 and 0.9, which is the greatest integer? Minus 8. Purida, what is the greatest integer of minus 12.1 or 12? Minus 13. It will be the number on the left. So if you take a number line 0, 1, 2 like this, greatest integer from 1 to 1.99 something will be 1. Greatest integer of 2 to something till 2.9999 will be 2. So similarly, greatest integer of minus 1 to minus 1.999 will be minus 2. Any number on the left hand side. Are you able to visualize this function? Right? If you draw the graph for this, please make a note guys. This comes in continuity and differentiability. Make a note. So x and y, I am trying to draw the graph for it. Okay. X is equal to 0. Greatest integer of 0. Greatest integer of 0. Greatest integer of an integer is integer itself. 0. Greatest integer of 0.1. 0. 0.2. 0. 0.235. 0. Okay. Till where? Whatever it is. Okay. So till I come close to 1, the greatest integer is going to be 0. Okay. And at 1, what will happen is you will draw a circle with you will draw an open circle like this. So what does that open circle in terms of continuity and differentiability means is, it is a discontinuous point. Discontinuous point for whom? For the function. When can you say a function is continuous? If I say function, I drew the graph. Graphically, I'll explain what is the meaning of continuous. 0 to 0.999, whatever it is that line continuous or not? Is it having any break? So from 0 to 0.9999, whatever it is a continuous value. Exactly at 1, it is breaking. It will break, and where will the graph get shifted? Exactly when I substitute 1, what is the greatest integer of 1? 1. Greatest integer of 1.11. 1. This will start here and it will go till 1.9999 something. At 2, it will again break. That is why another open circle.
Why does it go to y-axis?
Y-axis is a question. Graph has got shifted in the xy plane, not in y-axis. Y-axis is the meaning. This is y-axis. Again, 2 point something. Prida, you go on the left hand side, you will have an open circle like this, you will have something like this. What shape are you able to see? Is it not in the form of a strip? Right, that's why we call it as strip of x or greatest integer of x. Okay. So by now, directly, I'm asking you one question. Tell me the points where the greatest integer of x is discontinuous. At all integer points. At integer it is a break also. 1. At 1 you are having 2 different points. Your open circle and a closed circle. So the greatest integer function is discontinuous at all integral values. Have been given question. Integral means integer. At all integral values. Prida, students online, I hope you are able to understand.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? Yes. Now we'll come back to the question. We have actually got deviated. We'll come back to the question. Now what is our job? To show that this function is not one-to-one, not onto as well. Right? By looking at the graph, yes, obviously you can say, is it a one-to-one function? It is not one-to-one because 0.1 is also 0, 0.2 is also 0. Correct? Huh? But what is the domain? And they told domain is a real number, codomain is also real. Right? So shall I do it? I'll directly show the solution since I've explained the whole story. F is mapped from R to R. Okay. The given function is f of x is equal to greatest integer of x. If I take any range between two integers, x greater than or equal to 1, less than or equal to 2, what will be the greatest integer of it? Greatest integer is greatest integer 1. Greatest integer is going to be 1. So many inputs and a single output. Hence it is obviously not a one-to-one function. That's what they are trying to say. F of 1 is equal to 1 and f of 1.1 is equal to 1. There is no other way to prove this. Okay, you have to write this only. You can take 2 to 3, 3 to 4, anything. Any interval you can take, it is your wish. Okay, so one-to-one test fails. Then how can you prove that it is not an onto function? You cannot see. Correct. So there are certain elements in the codomain which do not have a pre-image. What are all the elements in the codomain which do not? You cannot generate the output to be a fractional value. So that's what they're trying to say. F takes only integral values or integer values. Therefore, range of f is equal to set of integers which is not equal to. It's only a codomain. It's only a subset of real numbers. Right. So the output of greatest integer of x is always an integer which is not a real number. So there are certain elements in codomain which do not have pre-images. Hence it is not an onto function. Purida. So that is the meaning. So the other way to look at onto function from the graph is you are able to find this amount of empty space. That empty space belongs to real numbers. It has to be filled. If not, it is not an onto function. Had the same question been R to Z, had it been, will it be right? R to Z is an onto function. Purida. So sometimes they can ask you modify the domain and range. CBSE, I have not seen, but really nowadays they are asking whatever they want. Okay, R2Z again get a, yes, it is an onto function, but still it is not a one-to-one function. Or the thoughts are there? Okay, modulus function. I hope this few people know. Very much. So how do you define modulus function? Show that the modulus function f map from real number to real number, f of x is equal to mod x, is neither one-to-one nor onto, where mod x is equal to x if x is positive or 0, mod x is minus x if x is negative. So what they are trying to say is, this is how you define f of x is equal to x when x is greater than, I'll slightly modify it, okay, when x is greater than 0, 0 when x is equal to 0, minus x when x is less than 0. So this is how you define a modulus function. The meaning another, x is greater than 0, you take a value and substitute it within mod x. Mod of 5.2 is how much? It is 5.2. Don't write that's 5. It is 5.2. Now I have a question. How can a modulus of a function be negative? Because if you substitute any negative value in it, for example, greatest modulus of minus 5.2, according to definition, you will write it as minus of minus 5.2, and that is the reason why you are getting a positive value. Adhanalda it is given as minus x. So if f of x is minus x when the value of x is less than 0, plus x when x is greater than 0, exactly 0 when x is 0. If you look at the graph of it, so this is y is equal to x, this y is equal to minus x. It looks in the shape of a B. Okay. Correct? Now they are asking to prove that this is not a one-to-one function. If I take x value as minus x, or minus 2, what is modulus of minus 2? So the function says this is x. If x if you look at the cycle, the way we have broken the function, if x is less than 0, what operation are you supposed to do to x value? You should write it as minus x. X would value as minus 2. So minus of minus 2 we will get it as plus 2. That is why f of x is equal to minus x. So when you look at the graph, this is the graph, sorry, for these guys. So this is the graph for y is equal to x. Y is equal to x is a straight line passing through origin with a slope of 45 degrees. Y is equal to minus x is also a straight line passing through origin with a slope of 135 degrees. X is equal to 0 is obviously, y is equal to 0 is obviously at this point. This is the graph, have it in your mind. This is also important. Okay. Okay. So till now we started using the steps now. This problem alone, what I will do is I will solve it using graph. Next class I will show you how to use steps. Let's think in the other logic. I hope you guys are clear with the steps method. No one is having confusion. Everyone is clear. So with respect to graph, if the function has to be one-to-one, what is the test I told you? You will do a horizontal line test. If you draw a line parallel to x-axis, it should cut the curve or the graph only at 1 point. If it cuts at more than 1 point, it's a many-to-one function. I do a horizontal line test. Right, because modulus of 2 is also 2, modulus of minus 2 is also 2. Other meaning. Then for it to be onto, graph meaning. So for it to be onto, when I say real number to real number, I'll take the first real number, the one which is before the arrow mark. When I say this real number, it is ranging from where to where? It is ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity, along which axis? So very simple, right? For a function, left hand side represents the x-axis, right hand side represents y-axis. That is so minus infinity to infinity along the x-axis. The right side R represents minus infinity to infinity along y-axis. For a modulus function, whether you give a negative value of x or positive value of x, you're always going to get a positive value. Means in the y-axis, which side is not used? The negative y-axis is not used. Means the elements present in the negative y-axis, that is the codomain set, do not have pre-images. Hence, it is not an onto function. The graph is empty. This whole thing is empty. But to make it an onto function, what change can I do? Left hand side I will not disturb. Right hand side I will make it as R plus. Then things will change. Then it will be an onto function. Right? I'm stressing again. These are all important. Immediately ask me. Okay. With the trust that you people understood, I'm ending the session. Okay.
Sir, an onto function passes through both the V, sir.
I didn't get that.
An onto function both that point, sir. Both
Your voice is taking that. Can you message me in the chat box?
Sir, can I say the required condition for an onto function, sir?
See, for onto function, what I'm saying is, look at the codomain R for this function. R means it should go from minus infinity to infinity along y direction. So for every element present from minus infinity to infinity along y direction, I should have a pre-image existing. But when you look at this graph is not restricted. This graph is restricted only to 0 to infinity. I cannot substitute any negative value for which, okay, I will not be able to get any negative value for which there is a pre-image existing. That is what I meant.
Okay,
So to make it as an onto function, what I told is you have to change the question as R to R plus. Is it clear?
Sir.
Okay. Others, I hope it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay. Practice other problems. We'll discuss the remaining part tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.